Then you see a pack of Hell's Angels going by, people are going to want to look. Next thing you know, cars. Because they're just staring at us and not paying attention to stop traffic.
If you wanted to break the law on an everyday norm, you should have joined a street gang. That's what they're known for. That's what they do. You're not allowed to steal cars on my block. We steal those cars.
I mean, it was so bad by us in Vegas. I was in the pool swimming, and the guys came back, "Hey, Pee-wee, the cops are here. They want to talk to you." I said, "Well, go talk to them. Find out what they want." And they came back, they go, "They want to talk to you."
Typically, if you leave the club, if you haven't been in for 10 years, you're automatically out back.
Got put out in 2006, back in 2007, wound up going into Cannon 2011. Came out of there, I had 4.5 years to walk off with zero support from that club.
Welcome to this episode of Chatting with Stacks. I'm your host, Bill Stacks, and today we're going to talk about a whole bunch of different things and the situation with the War Dogs smashing up a bar and allegedly beating a pagan member. Before we get started, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you could get my videos every time they drop. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell your mother's, brother's, sister's friend about Chatting with Stacks, the dopest motorcycle content on YouTube. I appreciate everyone that takes the time to watch this show. We're just about to hit 17,000, and I really appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button because it helps a lot. Jaman, how are you doing? Mad Tink, Hardwire, what's good? Proof. Good morning. Ken, what's good? TCG, Mountain Woman, Richard, shout out to Oregon. So we got a lot to talk about today. There's a whole bunch going on in the news, and we are going to be dropping some knowledge on you guys. So it looks like the information that I provided yesterday was pretty spot on with the bar attack and situation with the War Dogs. But we're going to get back to that. We got a bunch of other things to talk about first. So first, we're going to talk about the pagan member. His murder trial still underway. Ryan Lane, he is on trial for, he's a suspected pagan member. So it's against Ryan Lane. So now this is already underway, but this is a previous article here. With numerous delays in Ryan Lane's murder trial, Marion County Assistant questions whether Lane's attorney is prepared for trial. Of course, they're prepared for trial. They're already involved with it. Lane faces murder charges of allegedly playing a prominent role in the 2022 killing of Henry Silver that took place at Carolina Arbor Apartments in Carolina. The prosecution alleges Lane's connection with the Pagans Motorcycle Club as its chapter president. McArnold argued her client was present when Silver was murdered, or he wasn't present when Silver was murdered by 3 or 4 other men. You guys know they were found guilty, the other men. Each are accused except for one are a full patch member of the Pagans. The issue at heart of the hearing, decision of evidence, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, that trial is still underway, and I will bring you information as it becomes available, whether he's found guilty or innocent, and when they start deliberating. So this man is an alleged leader of the Outlaws, and he is being let go. He Outlaw MC Enforcer avoids prison time on a gun charges, receives time served. This is in Buffalo, New York. A federal judge on Tuesday formally sentenced Scott Burns, a high-level enforcer in the Outlaws Motorcycle Club, to time served for a firearm offense, despite arresting him only about 20 months earlier. Burns has been behind bars since December of 2023 and was granted release upon sentencing. So he was arrested on December 7th, 2023, when law enforcement executed a search warrant at a building at Buffalo's Northumberland Avenue, where Burns had been residing. Authorities found a stolen .40 caliber Glock handgun loaded with 11 rounds near his bed. His charge included possession of a firearm by a felon, as well as possession of stolen property. Importantly, Burns was initially named in a broader witness relation indictment involving the death of Crystal Quinn, though his specific charges pertain strictly to the unconnected gun-related offense. So Burns was not just any member. Prosecutors characterized him as a national enforcer for the Outlaws Motorcycle Club. His high rank and active involvement in other club operations. The Outlaws Motorcycle Club is recognized by the U.S. law enforcement as a major criminal enterprise. And we all know that's a bunch of bullshit. That's what they want you to believe, but it's definitely not the case. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I even do this show, is to show you guys that these are not criminal organizations. They don't do crime and throw the money to go up to the boss. It just doesn't work like that. If certain people are involved with criminal activity, it has nothing to do with these motorcycle clubs. But the media wants you to think it does. They want you to think, oh, they did a deal over here, so they're sending the money up to the boss. It doesn't work like that. It works like that in gangs. It doesn't work like that in motorcycle clubs. If people are out doing criminal activity, they're doing it on their own. It has nothing to do with the club as a whole. So I don't understand why they always do that. They categorize these people as criminals when they're not. Biker News Canada, what's going on? How are you? MacGyver, shout out to MacGyver 1%. What's good? Darren. Got a lot of people in the house. Outlaw, what's good? How are you? 12 pack. I used to enjoy some of those myself. Rob, what's good? Shadow. STMC. Prez, what's good? How are you? Thank you guys all for joining me. We got 65 people in the house. Make sure you hit the like button. And I got a special guest that's going to join us in a little bit. So, in other news, there's so much shit going on. Police urge caution after deadly motorcycle crash in Warren. This is in Warren, Massachusetts. Police are reminding the public to be cautious and vigilant on the roads after deadly motorcycle crash that occurred on the Mass Pike in Warren on Monday. State police were called to the crash, which led to the closure of the right lane on the Mass Turnpike. Although it has since reopened, the Springfield Police Department emphasized the importance of drivers being more aware of their surroundings, checking mirrors, and recognizing not all motorcycles are loud enough to be heard when they're approaching. The Mass Department of Transportation posted on X that the right lane was closed due to an accident, but it has since reopened. To prevent similar tragedies, the agency recommends that motorcyclists always wear a helmet. Out in Connecticut, there is no helmet law, so you don't have to wear a helmet, but it's advised to wear a helmet. But listen, if something ever happened to me and while I was riding a motorcycle and my body was all battered up and my head was good, nah, I wouldn't want to even live like that. So not that I'm looking for to be in an accident anyway. Like, of course you want to try to avoid that at all costs, but I wouldn't want to be my body all battered up and my head's intact. Hell no. Police urge other drivers to avoid distractions and stay off your cell phone while driving. That's a major problem these days, is with people on their cell phones. So if you guys haven't ever heard of this motorcycle club called the Top Hatters, have you heard of that club? This is the first time I'm ever hearing of that club. Richard, how are you? There is a helmet law in Mass, but not New Hampshire. It's weird, right? So what? You could take it off when you're driving through certain cities, and then put it back on when you cross the border. I remember when they were trying to enforce the helmet law in Connecticut, a lot of people were against it. They were like, nope, we don't want it. And it never went through. So you don't have to wear a helmet here in Connecticut. You just have to wear eye protection. Andy, how are you? The law is you have to wear eye protection. So the Top Hatters Motorcycle Club, the ex-president of the Top Hatters Motorcycle Club, received 14 months in federal prison. San Jose, California, in late July, a federal court sentenced William Alness Jr., 55, of Hollister, to 14 months in federal prison following his guilty plea to methamphetamine sales. At the time of the offense, Alness was serving as the president of the Hollister chapter of the Top Hatters Motorcycle Club, which prosecutors described as a support club for the Hells Angels. The case dates back to April 2021, when a confidential FBI informant flagged a drug dealer named Richard Gutierrez. An undercover agent began purchasing cocaine and methamphetamine from Gutierrez and was subsequently introduced to Alness. According to prosecutors, Alness supplied the agent with multiple 1-pound packets of methamphetamine and several firearms. During the investigation, Gutierrez reported mentioning that he had given both motorcycle club priority access to any firearms he sold. Additionally, Alness allegedly directed the informant to use the coded phrase bike parts in telephone communications when requesting drugs or weapons. Alness entered a guilty plea in late July before the judge and was scheduled to report to prison in October, but remains free pending the start of his sentence. Although the judicial process, Alness submitted numerous support letters and penned several personal statements to the court. In them, he conveyed deep regret and remorse for his actions and emphasized his commitment to embark on a positive path. Alness also cited struggles with addiction, an affliction he admitted nearly ended his life, as it contributing factor in his criminal conduct. But I don't know. This is kind of weird that he only got 14 months for stolen weapons and drugs. I don't know. The math ain't mathing on that one. But hey, I'm not in the judicial system, so I have no clue. Maybe he did strike a deal of a century, but I don't know. I find that hard to believe, especially if he's a convicted felon. There's absolutely no way you're getting 14 months. No way. It's just not going to happen. So I don't know how that happened. Let me, I got a message. Our special guest real quick. See if we get him on here. And we're going to talk today about the situation in Pennsylvania is getting pretty crazy. If you guys aren't aware, the war dogs have attacked a bar looking for alleged pagan members, and they allegedly found one at the bar and beat him down. 20 War Dogs members, but I think they forgot that they are on video doing it. So that's a big problem. And the feds are not going to play when it comes to this type of shit, especially when there's civilians involved. And they are all on video. And this is a clip of the video from that night. I will bring you the video as soon as it becomes available. I will put it on Patreon. You know, I cannot put graphic content on YouTube. They just don't allow it. But I will put it on Patreon. There's former videos, right? There's been altercations in the past that have happened with the War Dogs that were caught on video. And I just so happen to have one of those videos. I'm going to put that on Patreon. If you guys want to subscribe to Patreon, there's a free tier. You don't get a lot of videos from that, though, but there's a pretty cheap one. It's about $1. And you will not be disappointed. So these are the War Dogs. They have a website. So the War Dogs Motorcycle Club respects all clubs. Do they? It says they respect all clubs, citizens, law enforcement agencies that respect us, they say. We seek no enemies. As our brotherhood grows, we become more capable at accomplishing our goals and missions. It is very simple. Improving our brotherhood is our priority focus. Mission to foster fraternal brotherhood of men of high character committed to a common goals and supporting one another during the good times as well as the bad. Well, I think there's some bad times on the horizon because the feds are not going to sit back while a motorcycle club terrorizes civilians. They're just not going to do it. You guys know they canceled a rally that's supposed to be going on there. It's called the Rally on Main Street or something. It's in Washington County, Pennsylvania. They canceled that. That's not going to be taking place this year. So we're a helmet choice state in Texas. Same thing in Connecticut. So the Washington rally has been canceled after gang attacks local bar. You see, they say gang in this article, but they weren't saying gang in the other articles from yesterday. The city of Washington rally on Main has been canceled after a bar was targeted and attacked by a motorcycle club. The city announced Monday afternoon that a bike show was canceled due to the unfortunate event over the weekend. In a social media post, a 40 Bar and Grill said establishment was targeted in a brutal and unprovoked attack by a motorcycle club on Saturday night. And they weren't naming the motorcycle club. but we found out exactly who it was, and it's the War Dogs. The War Dogs came in there with weapons in their hands, looking. This is what I heard from people that were there. They were looking for pagans, actively looking for pagans. And when they allegedly thought they found one, they beat him pretty severely in the bar in front of everybody, in front of the bartenders, in front of everyone that was there. They beat him severely until he wasn't moving anymore. They smashed windows and they tore the bar apart. They had weapons out, and it's all on video. And if you think the feds are going to sit back and let things like this happen to the general public, no. And you know, they have a long-standing history of altercations between the Pagans and the War Dogs. I haven't really found any where the Pagans went after the War Dogs, but I found a bunch of instances where the War Dogs tried to pull shirts. They pulled a shirt off somebody and assaulted him. They robbed him of his weapon. And this guy had a support shirt on, and they took his support shirt off. They pulled a gun from his waistband, and it's just not looking good. It's not going to look good for people involved in this, because next thing you know, you're going to see all these people that have been arrested because of this situation. I have a video. Let me find it real quick. Let's check out this.
And I've never felt such terror in my entire life, not knowing if after that, they were going to come behind the bar.
You see that right there? We'll put the feds on them 1,000%. Guaranteed you're going to see articles where all these mugshots are lined up, and everybody in this video right here, everybody in this picture will be under arrest because of this situation. Because they didn't go there to have a drink. I mean, they went there specifically to target people. And the police will not tolerate that type of stuff when it comes to violence and the public. They won't do it.
And I've never felt such terror in my entire life, not knowing if after that, they were going to come behind the bar.
Tonight, employees of a local bar are on edge after they were attacked by a big group of bikers. Thanks for joining us at 11. I'm Ken Rice. The violent...
Yeah, you're right. Prue says they're cooked on both sides. They got the law to deal with, and now they're messing with one of the biggest motorcycle clubs in the country. So I don't know. They're looking for a fight with the wrong ones, I think. Listen, but I got no dogs in this fight. I am not affiliated with any motorcycle club. I'm just here to put what's out there, you know?
Scene unfolded at 40 Bar and Grill in Washington County over the weekend. The bar's owner tells Jennifer Barresso she believes it was a targeted attack.
Ken, I'm told the War Dogs Motorcycle Club showed up at this place and saturated it and quickly attacked one of their regulars here. Sources tell me the victim may have been from another motorcycle group and was targeted as a result.
You see, the guy that they beat is allegedly a pagan member. Rob, what's going on? How are you? Nordic Wave, thank you for joining me today. We got 96 people in the house. Hit that like button. TNT, what's good? Lindsay, thank you for joining us.
Did they have weapons?
Yes, they had clubs, bats,
Ghost
knives,
Eagle Guardian.
guns.
Ghost
I'm
Eagle
assuming.
Guardian, my bad. They had bats. They came in there with weapons. Oh no. You wait. I'm telling you that I guarantee you the feds are going to put the hammer down on these guys.
Sources tell me the victim may have been from another motorcycle group and was targeted as a result.
Did they have weapons?
Yes, they had clubs, bats, knives, guns, I'm assuming.
40 Bar and Grill bartender Julia Quarture recounts the terrifying moment she witnessed early Sunday morning. She tells KDKA dozens of motorcycle club members, known as the War Dogs, targeted one of the bar's regulars, beating him under this booth.
And then they all just jumped on him and beat him so brutally and savagely. Like,
Yeah, aren't they a veteran club? I hear that they're a veteran club, like people that were former military are in this club, right? I mean, so why would they do something like this? Go to a bar? What is this, like a popular bar with one of the groups? Yeah, these guys are gonna be all in prison. You'll see. There'll be a big article come out with a bunch of mugshots on it. All these guys, everyone that's in this video right here, will be in the mugshot. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. There's like 24 people, probably more. There's almost 30 people in this picture. And I believe most of them are part of that group. I mean, they're wearing their cuts. They're wearing their cuts. They're on video doing this stuff. Make it make sense.
probably 15, 20 of them. They beat him until he literally was not moving on the ground. I'm screaming, me and my other bartender behind the bar, screaming on the top of our lungs to stop, please stop, and just feeling absolutely helpless.
Julia says she, her co-workers, and a handful of customers were so scared they scrambled for shelter in the basement.
I almost felt just frozen in fear, and I've never had such a sense of helplessness in my entire life. They just started destroying everything on the back deck, throwing bottles, throwing chairs through the doors. Shattered my door. Shattered everything.
At one point, sources tell me gunshots were fired outside of the bar. No one was hit.
That too. The guns? Oh no. Like, I mean, it seems like they're upping the ante, and the cops are not gonna play games when it comes to this type of shit. They just won't do it. You guys seen down there? And guess who's from this area? Guess. We want to take a wild guess? Chitwood. Chitwood. The guy that's going after the Mongols down there in Florida is from this area. They are not going to play. I guarantee you, they're probably on the phone with Chitwood like, hey, we want to handle something. It'll take a couple weeks, and you'll see.
The bar's co-owner, Cheyenne Dennison, called 911 and rushed to help her employees.
And I'm just screaming for them, trying to get their attention. I'm screaming for them to get out of here. And they finally came creeping up the steps, and I knew that they were okay, and that was my number one thing coming here, is I wanted to make sure my employees were okay.
Dennison says the motorcycle club members were gone when police arrived, and so was the victim.
I was told that he may have been a pagan member. Is that true? Do you have any insight in that?
I have no idea. I don't know what caused this. I don't know what would cause anybody to act the way they did.
The bar owner defended the place she bought 5 months ago. She's upgraded security. She's going to add a panic button, and she may bring in security for the weekend. Now, state police, they are investigating this incident. I'm told there's at least one victim, but the motive is still unclear. Sources tell me no arrests have been made. Reporting in Washington County, Jennifer Barrasso, KDK TV News.
Developing tonight, a motorcycle rally that was supposed to draw thousands of people to Washington has been canceled just days before. It comes days after a biker brawl that forced a bar full of customers and employees to hide.
You released a video on the War Dogs already? No, I can't play it on here. I gotta play it on Patreon. They're the ones who punked the 2HA and took the hat. When was that? Yeah, 20 guys on a single guy. That's insane. That's a lot. I mean, does it take 20 guys to beat one guy? That's just a little extreme, don't you think?
In the basement.
Everybody was here having a good time that night, and all of a sudden they just rolled in.
I mean, obviously they're trying to send a message or something, right? You released a video on the War Dogs yet? No.
Nearly 24 bikers were involved in that brawl Saturday night in North Franklin. Channel 11's Amy Hudak talked exclusively with that bar's owner and is on Main Street in Washington with what police found at the scene.
Main Street here in the city of Washington was preparing to host Rally on Main this upcoming Saturday. It is an all-day event that draws thousands of people, including motorcyclists from all over the country. But the mayor says after threats of retaliation between two biker gangs, he had no choice but to cancel the event for the safety of the public.
You guys seen what happened on the Roar to the Shore? That was canceled indefinitely because, I mean, they said because the Pagans were having a run that around that time, and I don't know if the public gets spooked because they're having a run, but they canceled that one indefinitely. That one's not coming back anytime soon.
Saturday night, 40 Bar and Grill owner Patrick Dennison says about 20 bikers stormed through the doors, despite this sign warning those with bad intentions to stay away.
No.
From both doors.
No, that wasn't it. The one that kept saying, "Oh, you filthy. Oh, you filthy. Filthy few patch." No, that wasn't the War Dogs. Let's go there. That wasn't the War Dogs. That was I don't know if I should say it, but that definitely wasn't the War Dogs. That happened in New York. Upstate New York.
And they, covered the bar.
Dennison says two women who were working at the time were traumatized after gathering innocent customers and hiding in the basement while the bikers brawled upstairs. Police were called.
It doesn't sound like too much of a brawl. It sounds like they just beat a guy, one person, and did whatever else in the bar, smashed it apart. Who knows if they did anything to anybody else. But that's crazy. They just roll into this bar, smash it all to pieces, beat up a guy, and then take off. Yeah, no.
But the mayor of Washington says all the bikers took off, leaving evidence of a violent confrontation.
There were shelters showing that there was evidence that a firearm was discharged.
See, they got the mayor on the phone. Like, this is probably a big situation over there. And always remember, you heard it here first.
And there was blood on the ground. So, when you put all those together, I'm not saying anyone was shot or anything like that, but that was the physical evidence that was on the ground at the time.
Mayor Jojo Burgess says while police pieced together what happened, the city could not risk the public getting caught up in threats of retaliation at Saturday's rally.
We're talking about 5 to 7 days before. Makes it real challenging and difficult when you're scrambling and trying to reach out to other agencies for assistance.
He says the people who will really miss out are the local businesses that profit from thousands of people who were set to come to town and the nonprofits that benefit from the event.
It's just a shame that we have to cancel this because it hurts everyone.
Mayor Burgess says he also wants to set the record straight that any allegations that this event was canceled because of political or racial motivations are just ridiculous. He says he welcomes all events here in the city of Washington. Reporting in Washington, Amy Hudak, Channel 11 News.
So I'm going to reach out to some people who were involved with this situation, and I'm going to see if they'll come on and talk about what happened. And I'm sure it sounded like a brawl, 100%. They came in there and just started smashing up the whole place. 20 guys on one guy, though, that's a bit excessive, don't you think? Like, whatever happened to meet me out over there at this time and two guys just duke it out? Whatever happened to that? No, they can't. People can't do that nowadays. I mean, that's just, it just seems more noble if you do something like that than just to beat a guy down that's by himself. It doesn't seem very tough to do that, you know? But hey, what do I know? But here is a clip, a still shot from the video. And I will put it on Patreon when I get it. That says what, 12:42, right? This happened on the 17th at 12:42 at night. And they came rolling in there deep. I don't see any weapons in people's hands. You see any weapons? Look at the bald guy right there covering his face, his lower face. Yeah, they ain't gonna know who you are. You have your patches on. I never understood people that commit crimes with their patches on. Just never understood that. You might as well have a shirt with your name on it. It just doesn't make sense to me. If you guys don't know, I interviewed Roar to the Shore was a pagan event. Yeah. That's canceled indefinitely. That's not coming back. Younger generation can't fight. They got to have weapons. Times have really changed. They have. It's just not the same anymore. I mean, you should be able to, if you got a problem with someone, just fight them. Just fight out in a field or in a boxing ring or whatever. And then you brush yourself off, shake hands, and move on. Like, what's the problem? I don't understand why it has to come to all this craziness where weapons get involved and there's multiple people on one person. That's just crazy. I haven't seen that type of shit since high school, you know? Or prison. Too many lawsuits. I mean, so do you think the person that was in the bar that got beat up in the bar, that's a lawsuit against the bar, ain't it? Aren't you? I mean, if he's with a motorcycle club, I understand he probably can't put a lawsuit against a bar, but if you're in a bar, aren't you expected a level of security? But what do you do when 20 plus people roll in with weapons and just start smashing the bar up? Why? Because another club hangs out there? Is that a good enough reason to do that? Apparently, TNT says lawsuits are like snitching. So if you get in a car accident and you're in a motorcycle club, let me ask you this. If there's anybody out here that's listening right now that's in a motorcycle club, if you're in a car accident, can you sue the insurance? You're going to have to step into court and run your mouth. Bad idea. Because when I spoke to Pee Wee, he said absolutely not. There is no. So you got to eat the charges. Like if your car is totaled, you can't sue the other driver and try to get your money. And that's pretty crazy. But if you're a civilian, you can. Like there is no code. But if you're in a club, you just can't do that. You can't. But it really depends because I'm sure there's been members in the past that have sued places and have gotten away with that, you know? So I interviewed Mike Ball yesterday. Came out great, really good interview. Gave me a lot of information, and I'm trying to get that ready for you guys. Sometimes the shit comes to you, and you got to handle it, patch or no patch. 100%. But that's not even a fight. Like 20 guys on one guy, that's not a fight. You roll up deep and you let him know he's on a payment plan. Yeah, you roll deep and let him know. You pull up like this, right? And you say, I need a new bike. I need my bike fixed. My friends are gonna see that you write that check. Oh man. It's gotta be a challenge, right? Yeah, you don't ever risk narc to talk to the police. I mean, if you're involved in a accident, right? What do you just cut your losses? You just got to cut your losses because you can't go to court, right? You can't really fight it. So what do? But there have been situations where people in clubs have talked to the police. I mean, it happens in every club. It's not just one club. It happens all over the place. Whether people know about it or they don't know about it, there's definitely times where people have talked to the police. Like, this is back in the day. Let's take a look at this video. I'm going to show you a clip of a video. This is at the Hells Angels Clubhouse in New York City. And the reporters are outside asking members questions and stuff. But listen to what he says. It's kind of telling.
Oh, hello. Hello.
Please respect our privacy.
Okay.
I'm going right now to the 9th precinct because right now we're being harassed.
Who's
we don't want to
harassing
be.
you?
This is harassment. You
This
pull out.
isn't.
Going to the 9th precinct for what? That's kind of odd, ain't it?
Oh, hello. Hello.
Please respect our privacy.
Okay.
I'm going right now to the 9th precinct because right now we're being harassed.
Who's
we don't
harassing?
want.
I thought you couldn't go to the cops for anything. I guess sometimes you can, I guess. I don't know. Not my dogs, not my fight. I guess they were getting harassed by the people from the media, and they were getting a little pissed. So they were going to go to the precinct and, I don't know, do what? That's a really old clip. Who knows? So it says motorcycle festival in Washington, Pennsylvania canceled after club attacks bar and patron. North Franklin Township, Pennsylvania, a popular bar in Washington County, is trying to recover after employees say more than 60 motorcycle members overtook the business. Now, in this article, it says 60 members and viciously beat a customer and damaged property. They say 60 in this one. 40 Bar and Grille is known as gathering spot for bikers. There are signs posted outside asking patrons to respect the establishment and not wear their colors inside. The owner says they have never had issues. That was until this past weekend. I've never felt such terror in my life, not knowing if they were going to come behind the bar, said the bartender who was working early Sunday morning. She said her and another bartender were serving 4 patrons when a large group entered in waves at around 12:25 a.m. Over the next 20 minutes, she says, the crowd brutally attacked the man with clubs, leaving him unrecognizable, not knowing if they were going to hurt me, she said. When the co-owner and manager arrived, she says the group sped away. By then, employees and customers had hidden in the basement. Police did not arrive till nearly 1 a.m. I am committed to making this place what I know it is and proving the community that this is a welcoming spot. What matters to me is the safety of the patrons and my bartenders and my cooks. The group left behind broken glass, overturned furniture, bottles, knives shattered across the floor. Bottles and knives scattered across the floor, it says. In response to the attack, local police and the mayor of the city of Washington canceled a popular motorcycle event on Main, which has been scheduled for Saturday. The event charity partner is Custom Kicking Cancer, a Washington County-based charity that empowers men in the car and motorcycle community to get checked for prostate cancer. For the community and certainly for Custom Kings Cancer, it was a huge disappointment and a missed opportunity for us to help Washington County, the founder said. The bar owner said she's purchasing panic buttons for behind the bar. That doesn't matter if the cops don't come till 1 a.m. I mean, this whole thing transpired at 12:24, and the cops don't arrive until 1 a.m. So you do the math. That's like 35 minutes it took the cops to get there. They might want to install what's that shit called? Like a police mobile command unit or something. That's crazy. I mean, that's a lot of people. She said 60. Do you think maybe she could be exaggerating a bit? I mean, who knows? There could be 40 people inside, right? So I counted, there's about 30 in this parking lot. There's about 30 people in this picture right here. And this is from the time that this happened. The cops got there, 18 minutes later after this picture was taken. But I guarantee you, 100%, mark my words, there will be an article that comes out with a whole bunch of mugshots, and it'll say the men involved in the attack in Washington County. And then their faces and names will be out there, and it's just crazy. They're buddy with 15. Hope this doesn't spread to bigger bullshit fight. The War Deuce taking on 16 alone. It's crazy. Insane. Joe, what's going on? Thanks for joining me today. Let's take a look at that article again.
And I've never felt such terror in my entire life, not knowing if after that, they were going to come behind the bar.
Tonight, employees of a local bar are on edge after they were attacked by a big group of bikers. Thanks for joining us at 11. I'm Ken Rice. The violent scene unfolded at 40 Bar Grille in Washington County over the weekend. The bar's owner tells Jennifer Barresso she believes it was a targeted attack.
Ken, I'm told the War Dogs Motorcycle Club showed up at this place and saturated it and quickly attacked one of their regulars here. Sources tell me the victim may have been from another motorcycle group and was targeted as a result.
Did they have weapons?
Yes, they had clubs, bats, knives. Guns, I'm assuming.
40 Bar and Grill bartender Julia Quarture recounts the terrifying moment she witnessed early Sunday morning. She tells KDKA dozens of motorcycle club members, known as the War Dogs, targeted one of the bar's regulars, beating him under this booth.
And then they all just jumped on him and beat him so brutally and savagely. Like, probably 15, 20 of them. They beat him until he literally was not moving on the ground. I'm screaming, me and my other bartender behind the bar, screaming on the top of our lungs to stop, please stop, and just feeling absolutely helpless.
Julia says she, her co-workers, and a handful of customers were so scared they scrambled for shelter in the basement.
I almost felt just frozen in fear, and I've never had such a sense of helplessness in my entire life. They just started destroying everything on the back deck, throwing bottles, throwing chairs through the doors.
Shattered my door.
Shattered everything.
At one point, sources tell me gunshots were fired outside of the bar. No one was hit. The bar's co-owner, Cheyenne Dennison, called 911 and rushed to help her employees.
And I'm just screaming for them, trying to get their attention. I'm screaming for them to get out of here. And they finally came creeping up the steps, and I knew that they were okay, and that was my number one thing coming here, is I wanted to make sure my employees were okay.
Dennison says the motorcycle club members were gone when police arrived, and so was the victim.
I was told that he may have been a pagan member. Is that true? Do you have any insight in that?
I have no idea. I don't know what caused this. I don't know what would cause anybody.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Buzzy says, dude, like a couple months ago, up in Unity Township, Pennsylvania, some war dogs pulled up beside a young kid on a motorcycle and stuck a gun in his face for no reason. That's crazy. That's who they are, he said. So they're a bunch of bullies, basically, right? Is that what they are? They're a bunch of bullies that go around town doing stupid shit, trying to flex their muscle. I read in some reports that they weren't a 1% club, but then when I looked at their videos on their website, they have a 1% diamond on their cuts. Hey, Lindsay, thank you for joining me today.
And I've never felt such terror in my entire life, not knowing if after that, they were going to come behind the bar.
Tonight, employees of a local bar are on edge after they were attacked by a big group of bikers. Thanks for joining us at 11. I'm Ken Rice. The violent scene unfolded at 40 Bar Grille in Washington County over the weekend. The bar's owner tells Jennifer Barrasso she believes it was a targeted attack.
Ken, I'm told the War Dogs Motorcycle Club showed up at this place and saturated it and quickly attacked one of their regulars here. Sources tell me the victim may have been from another motorcycle group and was targeted as a result.
Did they have weapons?
Yes, they had
clubs, bats, knives.
Guns, I'm assuming.
40 Bar and Grill bartender Julia Quarture recounts the terrifying moment she witnessed early Sunday morning. She tells KDKA dozens of motorcycle club members known as the War Dogs targeted one of the bar's regulars, beating him under this booth.
And then they all just jumped on him and beat him so brutally and savagely. Like probably 15, 20 of them. They beat him until he literally was not moving on the ground. I'm screaming, me and my other bartender behind the bar, screaming on the top of our lungs to stop.
Thank you, Lindsay.
Stop, and just
yeah, we hit 16,900. We're right there, about 17,000. We should be there in 2 days.
Feeling absolutely
God
helpless.
willing.
Julia says she, her co-workers, and a handful of customers were so scared they scrambled for shelter in the basement.
I almost felt just frozen in fear, and I've never had such a sense of helplessness in my entire life. They just started destroying everything on the back deck, throwing bottles, throwing chairs through the doors.
Shattered my door.
Shattered everything.
At one point, sources tell me gunshots were fired outside of the bar. No one was hit. The bar's co-owner, Cheyenne Dennison, called 911 and rushed to help her employees.
And I'm just screaming for them, trying to get their attention. I'm screaming for them to get out of here.
If you're a small, tight-knit motorcycle club, wouldn't you want the people in the community to like you? I mean, instead, you want people to fear you? I mean, These guys are all going to go to prison. That's the bottom line. I mean, you can't do this type of shit this day and age and think there's not going to be repercussions, because they're all going to prison, and the feds are probably working on a RICO case for them right now. You don't think they're going to identify every single person in this video? 100%. They're all going to prison. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Because this day and age, you can't get away with shit like this and think you're just going to be, everything's going to be good. Oh yeah, we intimidated them and that's it. No. Because obviously people in the community are scared now in that area.
And they finally came creeping up the steps, and I knew that they were okay, and that was my number one thing coming here, is I wanted to make sure my employees were okay.
Dennison says the motorcycle club members were gone when police arrived, and so was the victim.
I was told that he may have been a pagan member. Is that true? Do you have any insight in that?
I have no idea. I don't know what caused this. I don't know what would cause anybody to act the way they did.
The bar owner defended the place she bought 5 months ago. She's upgraded security. She's going to add a panic button, and she may bring in security for the weekend. Now, state police, they are investigating this incident. I'm told there's at least one victim, but the motive is still unclear. Sources tell me no arrests have been made. Reporting in Washington County, Jennifer Barrasso, KDK TV News.
Developing tonight, a motorcycle rally that was supposed to draw thousands of people to Washington has been canceled just days before. It comes days after a biker brawl that forced a bar full of customers and employees to hide in the basement.
Everybody was here having a good time that night, and all of a sudden they just rolled in.
100%, right?
24 bikers were involved in that brawl Saturday night in North Franklin.
That's what a brotherhood is. We have the community at our side, not against us. I mean, this is a terrible look for these guys. I mean, if they were trying to make an impression on the community, they made a pretty bad one. I mean, attacking people in a bar, like where you guys are from, it's a bad look.
And Channel 11's Amy Hudak talked exclusively with that bar's owner and is on Main Street in Washington with what police found at the scene.
Main Street here in the city of Washington was preparing to host Rally on Main this upcoming Saturday. It is an all-day event that draws thousands of people, including motorcyclists from all over the country. But the mayor says after threats of retaliation between two biker gangs, he had no choice but to cancel the event for the safety of the public.
So the thing with the Black Pistons is a similar situation. They were looking for pagans, pagan supporters down there in Florida. And they came across this old man. I mean, this guy looks like he has Down syndrome, don't he? Nothing against people with Down syndrome. Not at all. But this guy looks like he's missing a chromosome or something. And then you got this guy. They beat an old man in a bar down in Florida. Like pretty severely. They beat him pretty bad. They thought he had a pagan support shirt on, which it turned out it wasn't even a pagan support shirt. And they beat this guy in the bar. Mistaken identity. And they beat him severely. He just got out of the hospital. He was from North Carolina. And now these guys are sitting in jail down there in Florida. So, good job, guys. Good job. I mean, I don't get it. No, I'm going to get canceled. Good. I hope so. Shit.
Saturday night, 40 Bar and Grill owner Patrick Dennison says about 20 bikers stormed through the doors, despite this sign warning those with bad intentions to stay away.
Look, no cuts or colors on these premises. Like, if they have rules, people abide by them, right? These guys came stormed in there like it was like they're overseas or something. Maybe These are former military guys, right? That's what this club is, the War Dogs. That's what I heard they are. Their website explains that kind of, right? Shout out Stacks here in New Zealand. Shout out to New Zealand. Perry, what's going on? I cover New Zealand sometimes. It's not all former military anymore. Oh, did it start off like that and it transferred over to start taking all kinds of people? It looks like whoever made the decision to go do this shit, I don't know. They're making the wrong decisions. Because obviously they're on video doing it and they have their cuts on. So couldn't it have made a better decision than that, huh? I mean, if your leadership is telling you to do shit like this, then you probably gotta think about what you're doing. I mean, that's like some shit you do when you're in high school when you got a problem with somebody and there's a bunch of people there. You don't storm a bar to go beat up one person. It's just crazy.
They just came in from both doors and they, covered the bar.
Dennison says 2 women who were working at the time were traumatized after gathering innocent customers and hiding in the basement while the bikers brawled upstairs. Police were called, but the mayor of Washington says all the bikers took off, leaving evidence of a violent confrontation.
There were shelters showing that there was evidence that a firearm was discharged and there was blood on the ground. So, when you put all those together, I'm not saying anyone was shot or anything like that, but that was the physical evidence that was on the ground at the time.
So somebody could have been shot, right? He said there was blood on the ground and shell casings were outside. But there's surveillance video footage. So I'm sure all of this is going to come to light. Hopefully I can get that footage. I do have footage of a previous situation that they got involved in, and it's a pretty brutal fight. I'll put that on Patreon. Go check it out.
Mayor Jojo Burgess says while police pieced together what happened, the city could not risk the public getting caught up in threats of retaliation at Saturday's rally.
We're talking about 5 to 7 days before makes it real challenging and difficult when you're scrambling and trying to reach out to other agencies for assistance.
He says the people who will really miss out are the local businesses that profit from thousands of people who are set to come to town and the nonprofits that benefit from the event.
Yeah, that seems like the case, Hardwire. They couldn't show up somewhere where they knew there was a bunch of pagans because they would have gotten destroyed. That's why they targeted small amounts of members. There was only one person there, though. And they didn't even confirm that it was a patch member. I mean, it could have been just a member of the public. You're going to go terrorize people in the community? That's just crazy.
Shame that we have to cancel this because it hurts everyone.
Mayor Burgess says he also wants to set the record straight that any allegations that this event was canceled because of political or racial motivations are just ridiculous. He says he welcomes all events here in the city of Washington. Reporting in Washington, Amy Hudak, Channel 11 News.
You're 100% right. They're just asking for the feds to catch them. They just must love going to prison because that's where they're going. I mean, enjoy your little freedom now because they're going to be gone soon. You can't get away with shit like this. They will not tolerate it, especially when it comes to the public. You don't like that a certain club hangs out at this bar? I mean, too bad. You can't go storm the bar with weapons. It's just crazy. And then to do it when nobody's there, that's kind of odd too. But hey, I'm just going to let you guys know when the information comes available. I will bring it to you. If they round up a bunch of people, I'll report on it first. If they put breaking news, I'll be the first one to jump on it. Asking for a friend. I'll put money on their books for loot. Asking for a friend. It's just, it's not a way to treat the public. Do you want the public to like you, right? I mean, I don't know. When I was a part of a street gang, that's the type of shit we would have maybe did. We didn't care if the public liked us. We didn't want the public to like us. But I was a part of a street gang, not a motorcycle club. So I don't know. It just seems a little backwards to me. I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this show. I have a real lot of great interviews that are going to be dropping. I'm going to drop some new stuff tonight. Go check out Patreon. I'm going to upload some stuff there. I'm going to put some stuff on members only. Go subscribe to Spotify. I can't urge it enough. Subscribe to Spotify. Support your boy. I have a lot of different platforms that I'm on. I'm on so many different platforms. But go subscribe to Spotify. You won't be disappointed. Rumble, I believe, is Stacks TV. So go check out that. And they have a thing where I could go live now on Patreon. So I'm going to start doing lives on Patreon. So make sure you guys check that out. Spotify name, it's Bill Chatting with Stacks. Chatting with Stacks. Well, I have a Spotify Bill Stacks, and I have the podcast under Chatting with Stacks. So I gotta upload some more content onto Spotify. Matter of fact, Patreon is Chatting with Stacks. Yeah, I'm gonna start doing lives on Patreon, so make sure you check that out. Here, I'll send you the Patreon link too. There's a lot of really good content on Patreon. There's different documentaries. There's videos I cannot play on YouTube. Yeah, you can't get away with anything these days. 2025, there's always cameras around. I mean, these guys are caught in all different angles. Like, they're all going to prison. All of them. They're not going to play games either when it comes to that type of shit. You'll see, mark my words. There's going to be an article coming where all these guys got picked up. And I'll be the first one to report on it. So stay tuned. I appreciate all you guys' support. If you want to donate to the show, you can hit up Cash App at Chatting with Stacks. You can hit up PayPal's, Venmo, all that stuff. Super stickers, super chats. Check me out on Facebook, Instagram. The Instagram name is Bill Stacks 2021. Facebook is Bill Stacks. I'm on TikTok. I'm all over the internet. So check me out. I appreciate your support. They know who's who, Stacks, 100%. If you like this show, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you could get my videos every time they drop. And if you don't like this show, too fucking bad. Start your own podcast. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell your mother's brother's sister's friend about Chatting with Stacks, the dopest motorcycle content on YouTube. I appreciate all you guys, and remember, don't be a bitch. Peace.
And all new at 5, a major organized crime bust. 23 people under arrest now accused of stealing guns and cash.
Today, police revealed 4 organized crime groups are wreaking havoc.
From aggravated robbery to kidnapping, burglary, and more. Let's take a look at this. New pictures from court documents in this case. These are a few of the people who have been charged. And investigators say the money, tens of thousands of dollars, is all stolen